In front of our beautiful Buddha images, we have our stupa, we have our Dharma book. That means it's Buddha's body, speech, and mind, kusum tuk. And then you can have offerings in the front. The offerings in the front can be the traditional 8 water bowls, 7 water bowls, up to you. Some traditions prefer 7, some traditions prefer 8. It doesn't really matter. 8 representing the 8 wheel spoke of the Dharma law. You see a Dharma wheel, it has 8 spokes. Or 7 representing the 7 steps that Lord Buddha took when he was born in the 4 cardinal directions. When Buddha was born, he took 7 steps in the 4 cardinal directions and raised his hand to the sky and said, "This will be my last rebirth. I will not take rebirth in a contaminated skanda or contaminated form ever again. This will be the last." So what happens is that you can use the 7 or you can use the 8. And the reason we use water is because we're not attached to water. It's nearly free or very cheap. It's the essence of life. Without water, we cannot survive. It doesn't develop attachment. It doesn't develop aversion, and it's very free to offer. So when we offer water every single day to the Buddha, along with that, we can offer flowers. We can offer incense. We can offer cakes and cookies. We can offer anything we like. Some people ask, can I offer meat? Well, if someone gives it to you, you have no choice. Yes, you can. But preferably, you wouldn't go out and procure meat to actually offer the Buddha. For tantric ceremonies, that's a different story. I won't get into it today. Now, we make the offerings during the morning. I mean, these days, people's schedule is very different. Some people wake up at night and go to work and then go to sleep all day. Some people go to work in the morning and go to sleep at night, the normal schedule. So whatever your schedule is, you can make your offerings during the day. When you pour the water should be 1 rice grain from the top of the offering bowl, and the water bowl spacing should be straight, and the spacing in between should be 1 rice grain apart. Okay, what rice grain you like to use? Up to you. Wild grain, long grain. So the water offerings are 7 or 8, and then in front you put rice in between as a separator. You don't have to put the rice, but as a spacing. It's kind of a spacing for you, so that the water bowls are not touching, yet they're not too far apart. And then the level of the water should be from just above the rim. Right, just below the rim, just below the rim. So therefore you have a whole set of offerings in front. And you can do multiples. You can do 7, 21, you can do, 35, you can do 108, up to you every single day. You can offer it in the morning, clean it in the afternoon. You can offer it in the afternoon, clean it in the evening, up to you. When you offer it, traditionally, you pour and you put down, pour left to right. When you clear it, you go from right to left. If you cannot do that, it's not a big deal. This is just traditionally how they do it. After you offer, while you're offering the water, you should recite Om Ahom, Om Ahom, Om Ahom, Om Ahom to purify the water. And after you've done it, you just take a stick of incense, light it, and put it in front of the water, kind of place it in front of the water and purify it again. And then you may sit down to do your meditations. Of course, you can do more than this. You can do much more than this. It is up to you. It is up to your timing. It's up to your space. I highly recommend doing water offerings, and I highly recommend doing offerings to Buddha every single day. Why? Meditation and study is excellent, but the fruitioning of meditation and study requires merit. So people say, well, by meditating and also by studying, I do collect merit. That's very true. But there are different types of merit. All right? So when we make water offerings every single day, we generate a powerful, meritorious field of energy so that when we study or when we meditate and practice and do retreats, we will gain the results. Traditionally, before people enter tantric practice or tantric retreats, what they do is they do 100,000 water offerings before their actual retreat. So they'll do 100,000 water offerings in order to generate the merit. When I was back in the monastery, I myself used to do 750 water offerings per day. So I would bring the bucket of water myself and I offer the water to the Buddhas. Then I do my prayers and then I'll clear it and do it again and clear it. So what happens is after you make the water offerings, you can do your normal sadhanas, such as the Guru Yoga of Lama Tsongkhapa, or your Tara prayers, or you can do your black tea. After you make your water offerings, you can do your meditations. you can study Lam Rim, or you can do your tantric practices. Whatever you're doing, you can do after you make your offerings. And this will be a powerful way to generate a lot of merit for us. So this is a nice, simple practice that we can do every single day. If we're in a rush, we can make the water offerings and clear it later on. We don't have to do our meditations. If sometimes we're busy or we're sick, we really are away, we don't have to do the water offerings. I mean, it's not bad if you don't do it, it's just good if you do. Example, if you go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, it's good for you, I guess. But if you miss 1 day or 2 days, it's not bad, but you didn't do exercise that day, that's it. It's nothing horrible, nothing bad. So I recommend highly everyone to do water offerings and offerings to the Buddha. Not just water, you should offer incense, light, flowers, all the pleasant fruits, all the pleasant things you like, and try to do it every day. Try to make as many offerings as you can. If you know someone is sick and they're not well, you can do offerings and dedicate it to them. You can make offerings and do medicine Buddha practice or medicine Buddha mantra and dedicate it to them. If you know someone needs long life, you can make offerings and dedicate it to their long life. If you know that someone's going to start a business, you can make offerings and generate it to them. That's not the purpose of offerings, but you can dedicate the merit to them and whatever purpose they have in mind. The offerings is actually to collect the merit for us to achieve bodhicitta, the realization of shunyata, and in fact, full enlightenment. So a precious Buddha statue, a Buddha statue that's precious to you, that you have picked, that you have put a special corner in your room or a special room for it, and you make proper offerings and you clean it, becomes a place of peace, serenity, love, and the reminder of who you are and who you can become, which is a fully enlightened being.